cardio at the very beginning. Actually, there's really not much cardio at all. So if you're going to be following along, prepare yourself for nothing too crazy. We are going to get started in 30 seconds. So let me just kick this hanger out of the way. Go ahead and grab your Apple Watch, whatever you need, some water if you're going to be joining along in this workout. Again, modifications, we will provide them. If there's anything that you feel like you can't do, or maybe you need to modify it another way because you have an injury, make sure that you do that. Obviously, your safety is most important, and this is for all levels. So anything can be advanced, you can make it more challenging, and then anything can be modified. So starting with some side-to-side squats, body weight only, back and forth. This is a 20-minute workout. 20 to 30 minutes is usually how we keep it. So when we account for all the stretching and movements, we're doing lunges right here. Reverse lunges, just taking a step backwards, taking these slow and controlled. But this just goes to show that you can really get a good workout in a short period of time. And you don't have to have a bunch of crazy equipment. Obviously, we made it work during the time that we were in the whole pandemic, and you saw that you could do it. But I feel like a lot of people now are back to the mindset of, I have to have an hour and a half to go to the gym to get a great workout in. But again, if you're doing the right moves and you're making your workouts effective, you really don't have to have anything crazy. All right, wide stance squat. And as you come up, we've done these before, you go into a heel raise, working those calves. So again, wide stance squat, up into a heel raise. And last week, since we go live Mondays and Thursdays, this week we may do Mondays and Wednesdays, just to kind of see if that changes anything. But last week when we did this, we did legs. So this week we're going to focus more so on arms, meaning we will have some light weight. But again, if you don't have weights at home, that is A-okay. We'll show you some modifications. You can also grab like a water bottle or anything that you have close to you. So we're doing a lot of warming up on our lower part of our body because we are doing a tiny bit of cardio just before we get into upper body. And we're also doing core, so that's exciting. But getting that all warmed up and stretched right off the bat. And next we'll go into some wrist stretches. So you'll just be here. You can actually do it while you're doing these curtsy lunges. Stretching your wrists right here. And the other one. This makes me look so flexible on camera, but I'm actually not that flexible in my wrist. All right, across the chest, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Same thing, across your chest. And then chops overhead. Grabbing that arm right here, swing it, and right here. Now you're gonna reach out to the sky, and lat stretch here. Really feel that. Usually your lats are pretty tight. And if you have like some pain in your back for when you're working or when you're sitting and you're like, oh, I feel like I have this like knot in my back, which I often get. If you just reach up, stretch, that'll help a lot. It's such a simple stretch, but it can relieve so much tension, especially if you start doing these every day or whenever you are doing a workout and really making the habit to stretch. Stretching improves so many parts of your life. All right, bending over, reach to the ground, and side to side. Get ready because we're about to get into that cardio part. Woohoo, woohoo. All right. And again, it's not a ton of cardio, but we're just going to do it right before we go into our arms. And we are doing upper body today. Like I said, last time, a week ago when we did this, let's start with some glute kicks while we're going over this. I think we mainly did chest, and then we did some triceps. So today, we'll be doing some biceps, and we'll be doing some back with our weights. And again, if you don't have weights, that is A-okay. You can use like soup cans, you can get creative with it, a water bottle, really anything that can serve as a weight. Or if you just want to watch the workout and keep things in mind for the future, when you're doing this, you can do that as well. All right, now we're going to do some half jacks in 3, 2, 1, just right here, half jacks. Like normal jumping jacks, except you're not using your arms. If you want to use your arms, you can, but for these, we're just doing half jacks. All right, next what we're doing, it's going to be a torso twist and a squat. So following along in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go twist and squat. Twist and squat. As you can see right here, I'm keeping my feet together when I'm twisting, using my arms to propel me side to side, going into that squat. Awesome, now bring that heart rate back down. We're gonna do a wide squat and reach up, down, and reach up. No jump here. Awesome. All right, now coming to your hands, you're gonna be in a high plank right here. And for these, we're just doing Spider-Mans. So bringing your knee to the outside elbow. Squeeze that core. Really squeeze. A few more here, and then we're going to plank up downs, which I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of brutal sometimes. 3, 2, plank up downs. Try to switch off the arm that you're going down on and the arm that you're pushing yourself back up on. This is the only time you have to do these. You got it. And if you feel like you're kind of wobbly, you can always step your feet out a little bit for that additional stability. That really helps. Squeezing that core. Now shoulder taps. Again, for additional stability, just slightly spread your feet out. If you need to. If you feel pretty stable and balanced, you're doing good. Just squeeze that core. And we're gonna go back down into low plank and go into jacks to finish off the cardio plank portion. All right, knee me down and plank jacks. Almost there, 5 more seconds. Awesome, all right. Now going straight into our upper body. Oh, there goes my necklace, caught my earring. Straight into the upper body part of this. So immediately picking up your dumbbells, standing it up, and we'll just start with some regular bicep curls. Keep it going. It's so weird without music, but I guess it's for the best since it was a little bit annoying now that I think about it. Okay, now crossbody hammer curls. So for these, your elbow is almost like glued to your side. You see, you're just bringing it up one by one. Really feeling that in your bicep. You probably have your biceps on fire now. It's like the initial 4 or 5 are easy, and then you're like, okay, now I'm really feeling it. All right, now bicep curl. Hold your right arm still at a 90-degree angle and remain curling with your left arm. We're gonna do the exact same thing in a second. So hold that still. And now switch. Left arm still, right arm is curling. It's really burning. I will admit, I am feeling the burn on this one. If you're doing this with me, you probably feel it as well. These are 8-pound weights, but after like 6, 7 reps, they really feel like 12. All right, awesome. Now, wide set curls, back to the bicep, together at the same time. You got it. Your elbows almost are like glued to your side and only moving to help you push outwards. The rest of the time, they stay at that 90-degree angle right next to your waistline. gosh, that just made my whole day. That's such a nice comment. Sometimes I feel like my personality is very awkward, but I guess that the awkwardness doesn't show on camera because we're not actually in person. So that's good. All right, now bend over, and for this, your back's gonna be almost completely straight. Well, it is completely straight. And your chest is going to be angled towards the ground, but make sure not to rest your chin too much on your neck, but keep your spine neutral. So have like a point on the floor that you can gaze out to and hold your gaze there. Now for these, we're gonna squeeze our lats and just bring our arms up. So you should be able to see your arms from your peripheral vision when you're bringing your arms up, really squeezing your lats and working that back as you're bringing your arms up. These are bent over reverse flies right here, really working that back. All right, awesome. Stand up for a second, and then we're coming back down to that same position, back flat. Spread your feet a little over shoulder width apart. And for these, you're gonna get down even lower. Really push that booty back, keep that back straight. Arms in front, lift one, and then the other. These are like gorilla rows, except you're doing it with dumbbells. Typically, you do these like kettlebells and have the kettlebells on the ground. But for these, we'll just be doing alternating rows. Alternating single arm rows. Come up and squeeze. So come up, squeeze. A few more here. Really squeeze. And also when you're pulling back, don't so much go up. Think more so as you're pulling it back, working the back of your muscle. So it's almost like you're like pulling something out of the ground. Don't yank it like that, but pull up and back towards you, like back towards your booty, like that. All right, beautiful. Now, what we'll be doing is one dumbbell is all you need. These are kind of fun, give you a break now that your biceps are probably really burning. And for these, we're just doing a swing, alternating swing. So again, you're gonna hinge right here at your hips, pushing that booty back, a little slight bend in your legs, and it's really natural as you're tossing up the dumbbell. If you need to go a little bit slower and really pass that off, go ahead and do that. Swinging it back. All right, now back to our bicep work. We just have hammer curls right here. Right after this, we get to go back to the ground. Woohoo! I know we were only there for a second, and that was in planks. Not much of a break, but we will be returning. All right, a few more here. Last one. Beautiful. Now go down to the floor. Go ahead and drop your weights. Bodyweight only for this portion. So these are my favorite. If you've ever worked out with me before, you know that I'm always going to be incorporating these right here. So for this, all you have to do is, okay, for a second I thought this threw myself. Sorry about that. All you have to do is 90-degree angle with your feet. You can have them pointed, you can have them flexed, and you're just coming straight up and squeezing. Like I said, if you've trained with me before, you have definitely done these a few times. They're so good. But don't worry too much about trying to like touch your kneecaps. It's more so about feeling that contraction in your abs, squeezing, stopping there, and then coming back down. Now for what we're doing here, we're going to continue this movement, except now we're going to be dropping a leg. So drop a leg, squeeze, come up, drop a leg as your head goes back, squeeze, come up, and drop that leg. Keeping your leg straight, and when the other leg drops, the other leg will be completely still. So you can take these a little bit slower because again, it does require a little bit of thinking as you're doing it. I feel like anytime you're working with a singular movement, you kind of have to think it through. Just slow down, think it through. All right, now legs straight up. This is a stretch for me because I am not naturally super flexible, let me tell you. But we're just squeezing, pointing towards our toes, really squeezing that core as you're coming up to help you stay in place. You're not so much throwing your head back and moving like this. It's a very, very small range of motion, but you will feel it in your center core. Almost there. So close. Already halfway through a workout. Isn't that amazing? All right, now the fun part. So get on your left side if you're following along with this workout. Again, this whole portion right here is going to be body weight only. So if you don't have any equipment, this right here is for you. Now, raise your arm up or rest it on your hip or behind your head, really wherever you want to put your arm, whatever's comfortable. And just go into some dips. Down and up. Heck yes, you got it. Again, a very small movement, but you certainly will feel this in your core and your obliques after I'd say probably like 8. Whenever I do stuff like this, side planks, my arm, I've noticed, it will start down here. It'll go right here. I've tried like this. It'll just be everywhere. So whatever feels comfortable for you at whatever part of the movement. Okay, now going into thread the needle. Almost there. I know your oblique is burning, but keep it up. Again, you don't need body weight, or you don't need weight for this. It's only body weight. So no excuses. Unless you actually just came here not to work out, then you have an excuse. I'm not going to make you drop on the floor and start doing these. Okay, now, side V up. So for these, it's almost like a mermaid. Think about a mermaid. This is your mermaid tail, and you're coming up to meet your mermaid tail. So you're really using your core, but you're also using the lower part of your abdominals to help raise your legs up. It's not actually your legs doing much work, it's more so that core. And if you need to prop your head up, you can put your hands behind your head and squeeze as you're coming up to meet your thigh. Awesome. All right, now all we have is high plank or high side plank. Just hold. That's all you're doing. Just hold right here like a T. Well, yeah, like a T. A sideways T. Not here for long, so keep it up. Do whatever you gotta do that feels natural with your hand. Okay, 3, 2, and switch sides. So exact same thing that we just did on the left side, we'll now be doing on the right side. So starting in that side plank, and you're just doing dips. The silence makes me laugh. So quiet. But it does give a better video experience. Like, it's easier if you're working out and you're following along with the video, to kind of play your own music because one, you may not like the music I play. I feel like I have a very interesting taste in music that no one ever seems to like. Okay, thread the needle. And sometimes the audio experience is just better when you play your own music versus having to listen to like a person talking, telling you what to do, and then them trying to speak over the music. Kind of just sounds like a bunch of jumble at times. Thread the needle. Just a few more here. Almost out of it. All right, now back into those mermaid-like crunches that we were doing before on the other side. So coming up to meet that hip, squeezing, squeeze the obliques, squeeze the obliques. Honestly, any motivation, any words of encouragement now, because my abs are sore. I'm sure if you're joining in on this workout, you're probably feeling it too. And again, if your head kind of needs that support, continue doing the same movement, but this time with your hands behind your head. Almost through. And also, if you're having trouble like staying balanced on this movement, you can always put your hand down here and have your other hand straight across right here. And that hand that's on the opposite side from the floor, acting as a support beam, I guess you could say, as you're raising your legs up. It'll still be working that muscle that we want to target, those obliques, but you have an additional support arm, literally an arm. Okay, now up again on that T, and arm straight up, arm on the hip, wherever you want it. You can add an element of challenge by raising your floating leg, or you can just keep it balanced, like so. Creating that T, sideways T. Almost there. And you're good. All right, now coming to tabletop position. Grab your weights if you have weights. If you do not have weights, you can do this with body weight only if you'd like, or you can grab water bottle, soup can, whatever you like to grab while we're doing these. Basically, all it is going to be almost like a renegade road, except you're going to be in tabletop position. So pushing up here. It's almost like bear stance position. Bear stance position. Arm up, straight back. Renegade row with tricep kick back. The challenge, the challenge. We're not here for long though, so you can do it. Not here long at all. A few left. Keep pushing if you're doing this. And you can spread your feet out if you need that additional stability. If you feel like you're rocking every which way, squeeze that core. I just hit my thigh with my dumbbell. All right, one more here. Amazing. All right, now pop back up onto your feet. Bend over ever so slightly. Put your weights together, or whatever you're using. If you have a weighted plate, really whatever. You can grab something in your room. Grab a textbook. You can do this with a textbook. Bend over here. Pull straight up. And remember, same thing with those rows. You're not going straight like up here. You're not going past your back. You're almost pulling back. So you really target those lats and really target the back, which is the exact muscle we're working with. So pull back. So controlled, pulling back. Almost to our booty. Keeping that spine neutral. If you need to put a little bend in your legs, feel that glutes working, you can do that too. Amazing. Now, going back to the wide bicep curl, to narrow, wide, to narrow, wide, to narrow. Amazing. We're almost there. I'm sweating. I feel like I always start like not sweating and I'm like, oh, this won't be a hot one. And then after like 5-6 minutes, I'm like, okay, start breaking the sweat. One more here. One more here. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now going back onto our back, we're going to finish this off. Again, no weight, just body weight only. Finishing this off like we should. We're going to have our legs out in front of us. Bicycles, but slow bicycles. Really elongating the legs, taking it slow and controlled. Almost there. All right, coming back up, sit on your booty. For these, we're going to be going out and in. You've done these before. If you've done a workout with me before, I think I did these like 2-3 weeks ago. So for these, feet are together. When you're coming in, you're going to be pushing your legs out. So your knees go away from each other. Knees come together. Here. Knees out. Here. Out. In. Your arms, you're not putting too much weight on them. They're really just there again as a support beam. That's it. Out and in. Now, similar situation to the side, keeping your knees glued together. You're rocking back on your booty, squeezing. So as your knees move to one side, your body almost moves to that side too. in and out. These are a lot easier to do on like a bench, but you can replicate the movement on the floor if you don't have a bench or an elevated surface. Same thing. Actually, a little bit more challenging in my opinion. All right. Yay, that's really it. You just have a cool down and then we're done. Look how easy that was for anyone that actually followed along the whole workout. If you didn't, that is okay. I hope you got an idea or two of what you can do in your next workout. All right, going down, pushing back to the side, stretching out here. We'll do a little figure four stretch. Coming up, and we'll do a big chest stretch. And lat stretch again. Remember what I was telling you at the beginning of this? These are so good, especially if you get that tightness in your back. Almost like a knot, kind of. Hang. These are my favorite stretches right here. Beautiful. That's it. See? Not terrible. Not bad. All right. But if you are joining late or you're like, I didn't even know you do live workouts. Well, yes, twice a week. But they're nothing crazy. Really, these are anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes long. Usually not anything more than that or anything less, but just a fun way to get a little active after a long day of work, a long day of school, a long day of whatever you're doing, and a good way to relieve some stress, but then get a little workout action in. And again, every workout that we do is usually just body weight, and then we'll have some type of like lightweight on most. Some will just be body weight alone, and then we'll either have like a dumbbell or bands. And if you don't have access to any of that, that is a-okay. You can join with modifications, and you can also use anything that you have around your house. And if you are interested in getting some like at-home workout equipment, which I personally think is beneficial if you want to do like a quick little workout, or you just feel like following along with another workout, you have equipment right there. You can get stuff on Amazon, you can get stuff from local sporting stores, and everything is like pretty reasonably priced, especially for like lower weights. Like I have 5s, 8s, and 10s, I believe. And then I also have like adjustable dumbbells. But I'm also like crazy and love working out and making videos. So I'm not saying go get all those weights. You don't need all of them. But again, just whatever you have that can help you with staying active and following along with any workouts. But I'll be back sometime this week, either Wednesday or Thursday. That is TBD. Usually it's always Mondays and Thursdays at 5:55. But we may move it back to Mondays and Wednesdays. So again, TBD. But no matter what, I'll be back here one day this week. And we'll be doing some lower body. All right, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I just saw my other